This video does not intend to hurt the feelings of Muslims or insult the Muslims, but its purpose is to bring out the truth and expose the wicked liars. Be they religious figures such as Prophet Muhammad or Sahabas of Islam, Prophet Muhammad in Islam, or Imams of the Shia. Prophet Muhammad was a disbeliever, transgressor, and unjust. In my previous video, I tried to work it out to show you that Prophet Muhammad was a transgressor, taking ayat of Surah Tahrim, verse 1, and Surah Maida, verse 87. Again, reading this verse out here, Surah Maida, ayat 87. O you who have believed, do not prohibit the good things which Allah has made lawful to you, and do not transgress. Indeed, Allah does not like transgressors. And then I went to Surah Maida, ayats 44, 45, leaving out I think 46, and came to 47 about those who judge outside of their revelations are the unjust, defiantly disobedient, transgressors, and disbelievers. So do not judge outside of the revelations that you have received by Allah. Let me just read out this part of Surah Maida, ayat, and whoever does not judge by the revelation is a disbeliever, transgressor, defiantly disobedient. You can go to Surah Maida. You can see here, you can see here Surah Maida ayah 47 also, defiantly disobedient, and then Surah Maida ayah 45, wrongdoers, unjust, and whoever does not judge by what Allah has revealed. Then it is those who are wrongdoers, i.e. the unjust. Surah Maida ayah 44, and whoever does not judge by what Allah has revealed, then it is those who are the disbelievers. Just to make sure that you have this very well understood about, and so have I, to judge people according to, you have to judge by the book that has been revealed to you. So judge according to the revelation which has come down. And Surah Maida ayat 3, this part says what is forbidden and what is lawful for you. But whoever is forced by severe hunger with no inclination to sin. So the Muslims could use this ayat and tell me that he was in the Prophet Muhammad in Surah Tahrim, ayat 1. We're told that he was under pressure by his two wives, and thus that was a severe case where he had to prohibit himself what Allah made lawful for him, seeking to please his wives, and he acted upon that. He actually did it. So to the one, now this revelation has come, this prophet is practicing what he preaches. In severe cases, you can also do as we are told in Surah Maida, verse 3, ayah 3, do what is, make lawful what Allah has made unlawful for you in severe cases, right? So this is what the Muslims will use against what I have said earlier in the live stream, and even in this live stream, that I've taken the judgment cases and ayats, and used that but not seeing that he was forced here in Ayat 1 Surah Tahrim. He was under pressure by his wives, annoying wives, and therefore he had to take this severe action, that is to forbid himself what Allah made lawful. Already in Surah Maida we are told that you can, in severe cases, not inclining to sin, do this, that is, take the unlawful things and eat them. So, meaning that this is how the verse goes, this part. But whoever is forced by severe hunger with no inclination to sin, then indeed Allah is forgiving and merciful. And so, it was okay for the Prophet to do this, forbid himself what Allah made lawful for him. In Surah Tahrim stated, verse 1, Prophet, why do you prohibit what God has made lawful to you in your desire to please your wives? Yet God is forgiving and merciful. Okay, one mistake I made in Surah Maida, I said that the third verse not only prohibits but allows. It actually is it prohibits. It's a prohibition, a verse on prohibition, and so I apologize for that and correct myself. So now taking a different turn, I have to do that, bringing you to Surah Saf, chapter 61 of the Quran, verse 3. First, greatly hateful in the sight of Allah is that you say what you do not do. And also you can see the above words of verse 2. O you who believe, why say ye that which you do not do? So now please pay attention to this. It's very difficult to prove. I have to seek through. Surah Ahzab ayat 37. Behold, thou didst say to one who had received the grace of Allah and thy favor, retain thy wife and fear Allah. But thou didst hide in thy heart that which Allah was about to make manifest. Thou didst fear the people, but it was more fitting that thou shouldest fear Allah. Correction, it is more fitting. So in this ayat of Surah Ahzab 37, we are told that he tells Zayd, his adopted son, to retain his wife, keep his wife and fear Allah, while he hid in his heart, which Allah was about to make manifest, and also he feared the people. But Allah tells him it is more fitting that he should fear Allah. So this is the Prophet, and Allah is telling him he should have feared Allah. So even though in this ayat Allah is saying, thou shouldest, it is more fitting that thou shouldest fear Allah, the Muslims don't see this. And the Prophet gets away somehow from this, and taking the Surah Saf verse again into consideration. O you who believe, why say ye that which you do not do? And Surah Ahzab again verse 1. O Prophet, fear Allah and do not obey the disbelievers and the hypocrites. So here, O Prophet, fear Allah. They say that, the religious scholars say that the people were told to fear Allah through him, through the Prophet. But when you look at going back to ayat 37 of Surah Ahzab, you see that God tells him, Allah tells him, it is more fitting or less fitting, but that he is warned, he's being corrected by Allah, that you should have feared Allah, more fitting that Prophet, you should have feared Allah. So I will put the ayat here. Do you see this? Thou didst fear the people, but it is more fitting that thou shouldest fear Allah. Bringing back Surah Saf ayat 2 and 3. O you who believe, why say ye that which you do not do? So this, and it is most hateful in the eyes of Allah that you say what you do not do. So what did he, again, back to Surah Ahzab, we can go left and right, up and down like that, back and forth. So here we are back to Surah 33, verse 37. He tells his adopted son, the Prophet tells his adopted son, fear Allah. And then it says, he feared the people, and it is more fitting that he should fear Allah. Now, isn't there a hypocrisy in this? Do you not detect it? But the religious scholars do not, and nor do the Quran experts or the commentators of the Quran. They also say that in this first ayat of Surah Ahzab, O Prophet, fear Allah. God has been communicating to the believers through the Prophet Muhammad, and he's not being told to fear Allah at all. So back to 37 of the same Surah Ahzab, who is being told here to fear Allah. It is more fitting that thou shouldest fear Allah. Prophet Muhammad is. And is this being communicated to the believers through him? Or is it for him, exclusively for him? Please have a look at this. So, he has told Zaid to fear Allah, and he himself fears the people. And moreover, Allah is telling him here that it is more fitting for him that he should fear Allah. So now the Muslim religious scholars, Quran experts do not accept this hypocrisy. They don't see it. So anyhow, but I will take you back to Surah Saf ayat. Yes, here it is, Surah Saf ayat 2. O you who believe, why say ye that which you do not? And I added do in brackets so you can put that. And it is greatly hateful in the eyes of Allah that you do this, that you say not, or do not what you say. So you can have a look at this place again. Ayat 3. Greatly hateful in the sight of Allah is that you say what you do not do. Now I think that I have fairly proven that Prophet Muhammad in Surah Ahzab taking 37 verse that he did not do what he told Zaid to do, that is to fear Allah. Moreover, in this ayat, Allah tells him it is more fitting that you should have feared me, Allah. Thus, this ayat is telling us that he is a hypocrite. Even when we take the verse, Surah Saf, verse 2, 3 together, O you who believe, why say ye that which you do not? Greatly hateful in the sight of Allah is that you say what you do not do. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. Take this ayat of Surah Saf 2 and 3 and compare it with Surah Ahzab ayat 37. Okay, I could only fit in ayat 3 of Surah Saf here. Can you see this? Okay, again, what are we told here? He told Zaid to keep his wife, fear Allah, and he himself hid in his heart that which Allah was to reveal, and he feared the people. Moreover, Allah tells him that he should fear Allah. So then you can look at the reasons Shia religious scholars give for these ayahs, which did not satisfy me, and so now I will take my leave as I wanted this video to be concise. So sorry I have to leave without showing you the reasons by giving examples of Shias, how they take these verses and defend Prophet Muhammad. For now I leave you with this. Thank you.